Through the past 118 years, we've evolved as a people, and we've had our own culture evolve as well, our own idiosyncrasies, our own vernacular, so to speak. So, here are a few trivia, probably, that I hope that will resonate with most of us here. It's more of a day in the life kind of trivia. We know that the revolution, the declaration was 118 years ago. But if people don't really recall the day or the date when an event happened in the past, we always said, at least my grandparents always said, or my parents said, oh, it happened in 19 Kopong-kopong. Or nung Bata pa si Sabel. Those idioms from the Philippines. So, have you ever stopped to wonder where those idioms came from? Bata pa si Sabel, 19 Kopong-kopong. Well, Bata pa si Sabel actually refers to Queen Isabella of Spain. Since Queen Isabella lived a long time ago, and people would associate the past with the past ruler of Spain, they would say, nung bata pa si Sabel, when Queen Isabel was still a child, which was a long, long time ago. And how about 19 Kopong-kopong? Do any of you remember using that term, 19 Kopong-kopong? We heard it from our elders before. Well, actually, 19 Kopong-kopong, kopong is actually a Bahasa word. It means empty, null, or if you equate that with numerals, zero. So 19 Kopong-kopong, 1900, the early 1900s, long, long time ago as well. Kosong is Bahasa Melayu, I think. Kopong is Bahasa Indonesia. I heard you. Well, actually, I verified this with Fatima, one of our staff here who speaks fluent Bahasa Indonesia, and she said, yes, Kosong is equivalent to zero in Bahasa. Okay, so, another one. Parang maiba naman talaga tayo. Anong tawag natin dun sa, anong Filipino term for bottle cap? Tansan. Right, that's right, Tansan. Do you know where Tansan came from? It's that's a good guess. Ours are just one letter away or a small line away from R to N. But actually, Tansan can be traced back to the very beginning of the invention of the bottle cap. That was back in 1897. The bottle cap was invented by William Painter. And the first drink that featured the tin cap, that crimped tin cap in the Philippines, was a bottled mineral water marketed by Clifford Wilkinson in the early 1900s. And the brand name of that bottled mineral water was supposed to come from a Japanese word. Can you guess what that word is? Tansan. So that's the brand name of the bottle, which came to be associated with the bottle cap, and now the bottle cap is called Tansan in our vernacular. So something we learn every day, something new we learn every day, no? Now, in the spirit of maiba naman tayo, we've heard the messages, but with the insular ice plant at the foot of Quezon Bridge in Loton. If you're familiar with Old Manila, there's a factory there, the insular ice plant, with its 10-story chimney. It was equipped with a loud siren that was sounded off 3 times a day to indicate the start of the work at 7 a.m., lunch break at 12 noon, and dismissal of workers at 4. So 7 to 4 ang trabaho nila, unlike us, in the normal now 8 to 5. At the last siren signal, insular workers would prepare to head home by going towards the exit gates. So, pag narinig ko yung sirena, nagmamadali na lahat na pumila rin sa may gate para lumabas. Inuunahan pa nung iba, yung sirena ng alas 4. So, doon lang galing yung salitang term natin, mabilis pa sa alas 4. Inuunahan yung sirena para makalabas ka agad. I can tie everything up But here's one more. Before we proceed with our next performers. Was one of the peak actually of the Philippine Revolution, or our fight for independence. The Philippine Revolution started way before June 12, 1898. And when we talk of the start of the Philippine Revolution, another thing that always comes to mind is it's also associated with Andres Bonifacio, the cry of Pugadlawin, or the cry of Balintawak. Have you ever wondered why they haven't really reconciled those cries? A group of people would call it the cry of Pugadlawin, another group of people would call it the cry of Balintawak. Well, actually, and then what was our image of the cry? It was Andres Bonifacio, and along with the Carboneros, tearing at the cedula and starting the revolution. Well, in actual fact, one of the reasons why people always interchange between Pugadlawin and Balintawak was there was never one point where the revolution actually started, the actual cry. The cry of Pugadlawin/Balintawak was actually a series of meetings between the leaders of the Philippine Revolution, where Andres Bonifacio impleaded other prominent Filipinos in the revolution to start the revolution itself. There were actually 2 people who were opposed to starting the revolution, but in the end, they were prevailed upon by a vote of the revolutionary leaders. And then, the tearing of the cedula, well, it came as an afterthought when they already made up their minds to start the Philippine Revolution. So that's why you can never really pinpoint if it really was Balintawak or Pugadlawin where the actual revolution really started. So at this point, during the revolution. So why is it that we have a picture of Bonifacio with the bolo and the red short, the red pants? Well, it's actually because of Isabel de los Reyes, the founder of Aglipayan Church, whose accounts characterized the revolution as a plebeian struggle. His writings inspired sculptor Ramon Martinez to immortalize Bonifacio in his 1911 Balintawak monument as the bolo-wielding and flag-holding barefooted peasant fought for the masses. So that's where we got our picture of Bonifacio. Actually, the only intact or extant picture of Bonifacio we have is him wearing a suit. So another thing to revise in our appreciation of history. Balcony only came into being between 1990 to 1921. So there was no balcony in 1898, just an open window. And when it was Aguinaldo who unfurled the flag, it was Bautista who ended up waving it in front of a jubilant crowd. And contrary to popular belief, our official flag was already flown twice before it was blown in front of out of the window of Aguinaldo's house. One was at Cavité's Nuevo Teatro Caviteño after the Filipino victory at the Battle of Alapan, and again at the Spanish barracks after another Filipino victory in Binakayan. So a little jarring of our historical knowledge. So now I would like to call on Consul